This is Iron Sharpens Iron Council. Welcome to the evolution.
Hey fam, I'm back real quick with a short video on the guardian ad litem. So a guardian ad litem is appointed by the court to represent the best interests of a minor child or incapacitated adult. So the guardian ad litem that was assigned to the children in the custody case is Carla Cathcart. She bungled the case. When I tell you, it was intentional though. I shouldn't even call it bungle. She was working on assumptions and that the mother was guilty. And this is all before my daughter's trial case. Okay. The criminal case was ongoing, and forgive me, but I think we're still in a country where you are innocent until proven guilty. But they were operating under the assumption that the mother was guilty, so we're going to treat the family so poorly that they'll quit. Well, I'm not a quitter. I just didn't understand what was happening. Again, when you're in the middle of a storm, you can't see heads or tails. You know, it was a railroading. Anyway, back to the facts. So the guardian ad litem, Carla Cathcart, who was assigned to be the guardian ad litem for the children, guess what she said in open court? She said that she was going to neglect her duty to make decisions that were in the best interest of the children because she wasn't getting paid. In other words, she said she's not going to Maryland to visit my home, and she's not going to North Carolina to visit the father's home, which is a part of her duty to protect the children, because she wasn't going to get paid. The other thing that she ignored a recommendation from the children's therapist, the Maryland therapist, because they now have a new therapist in North Carolina. The therapist in Maryland recommended that they stayed with me because they've already been through a traumatic experience, losing their mother, going through the whole event with that. And to a large extent, they also lost their father because he never visited them. I shouldn't say never, but it was almost like never, like 3 times, I want to say, if that. And I got to look at my paperwork because I tell us the truth and I document everything. So, and the second recommendation that Carla Cathcart ignored is the recommendation. She ordered a parental capacity evaluation for the father, right? Because she's the one who needs to decide in the best interest of the children. Should they just stay with their grandmother, me, or should they go with their father? Well, the evaluator recommended that they stay with me because particularly dealing with the father, there was obvious, the result was there was obvious deception from the father. I have the report. And Carla Cathcart ignored that as well. Well, I had hired a private investigator because I care. I love my grandchildren. I want to make sure that they were safe. And the private investigator told me or gave me a full workup that the home that they were staying in was in disrepair, and it was right across the street from a power plant. Now, these children were extremely young. I want to say Ellie was 5 and Xander was 6 at the time. I believe they're still in that house. I don't know, lost contact. But when the father moved them temporarily to Hatteras, North Carolina, it was in a house that was in disrepair. Remember, the father decided to relocate when his father convinced him that he would give him a good, stable job working in his fish house, right? In the fish warehouse, Jeffrey's Seafood in Hatteras, North Carolina. Well, shortly after the children moved there, the father, contacted me about for financial support, that he needed financial support, so he had applied to social services. So everything he told to the CPS in Virginia Beach was in question or a blatant lie, because you told them that your family plan was you were going to move with the children to get a fresh start to North Carolina, because your father is going to be supporting you financially with a house for the children and with a job and with proper working hours. But yet, when I go visit them, because I was granted visitation, when I go visit them, people recognize the children, and the reason why they recognize the children wherever we went in the town, it's a small town. I said, "Oh yeah, those are the kids running around outside of the fish warehouse, running around." I said, "What? Unattended to? Like who was watching them?" And people were like, "No, they were just running around on their own." So everything was a lie just to get them. Don't care enough to get a babysitter for them? Okay. So I reported all of this to my attorney. She did nothing. Let me tell y'all something. This game is rigged, y'all. This is so rigged. Moving on. The gal, guardian ad litem, that was assigned to my daughter, in the custody case, she was assigned a different lawyer. Okay, so this is the gal, guardian ad litem for my daughter. Never once said anything, never admitted any evidence, never advocated for my daughter. Her name is Devon Paige. Well, Devon, the only time that she spoke up was in a meeting, a pretrial private meeting, and with all the attorneys, it was Devon, who was the gal for my daughter, my attorney, his attorney, and the gal that was assigned to the children. Okay, so Carla Cathcart, Devon Paige, my attorney, Jennifer Fischetti, and his attorney. Okay, so we're there, and the one time that Devon speaks up, she says, "Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt. I know I don't have a dog in this race, but can we schedule the next meeting around my calendar?" That was her only interest. Convenience to her. She never returned my phone calls. She never returned phone calls to my daughter. I dare say she didn't consult with my daughter, because I remember my daughter complaining to me like, keep calling her. But I would have to look over all of my notes and talk to my daughter again about that specifically, because a lot of time has passed. Well, it looks like Devon Paige has been promoted to a judge. Look it up, Virginia Beach. I'll put the link in the video description box. But yeah, she did not care. In fact, I will show you guys I'll give you a link of a review calling her the worst lawyer I have ever known. And I'll just read it's a long complaint about her services. It says she was oblivious to all the facts of the case, seemed to be more interested in her other duties and her friendly relationship with the judge and the city attorneys and the CPS caseworkers than fighting for my family. This was posted by someone named Charles on October 30th, 2018. I will, of course, print this, but I'll give you guys the link in the video description box. Yeah, there was no advocating, but shout out to Margaret, who was the first guardian ad litem that was assigned to my daughter, who was advocating, but she was not available during the next round of hearings and meetings and stuff like that. So my daughter was appointed Devon Paige. Worst, I agree with you, Charles, worst lawyer ever. And now she may be a judge. So I don't know if it's the same Devon Paige, but they have a Devon Paige listed on circuit court on the website as a judge now. Lord have mercy. So that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to bring that to you. I have all of my paperwork. These people are rotten to the core. It's time to expose them. Let's build this network. Let's bring a strong community of empowerment so that we can enforce the laws. Because when the law breaks the law, we need a community to fight back. Okay. So I certainly hope that you got the message that we're stronger together. So let's work together, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.